Have you ever stood in your yard, looked at a fruit tree, and thought, what else does this thing want from me? The leaves look good, the branches are growing, the tree is alive and green, but year after year, there's still no real fruit. Maybe a few flowers show up, then nothing happens, and that can drive you crazy because it feels like you're doing everything right. Most people add more fertilizer, then more water. Then they wait another season and hope things change. But here's the part many gardeners miss. Sometimes that tree is not hungry, sometimes it is too comfortable. It keeps growing leaves because it has no reason to switch into fruit mode. What it may need is a small wake-up signal, not damage, not punishment, just a little controlled stress. Today, I'll show you 3 old tricks growers have used for years to help stubborn fruit trees start blooming again. A fruit tree can look perfectly healthy and still refuse to produce. That's what makes it so frustrating. From the outside, nothing looks wrong. The leaves are green, the branches keep stretching. The tree seems strong, but inside, it may be putting all its energy into growing more wood and leaves instead of making flowers. In a way, the tree is saying, I'm safe, I can keep growing. I don't need to reproduce yet. That's where these old methods come in. They create a small signal in one part of the tree, just enough to get its attention. When the tree feels that light stress, it may begin to shift energy toward blooming, and more flowers can mean more fruit later. But this has to be done carefully. You never stress the whole tree. You only work on a few selected branches and never more than about half the tree. A little pressure can help. Too much can set the tree back. The first method may sound a little strange at first, but it has been used for a long time. You make a small window on the branch. That's all. You only need a sharp knife and a little patience. Pick a healthy branch. Don't choose a weak branch, a tiny new shoot, or a branch that already looks stressed. Then gently remove a small patch of bark, about 2 centimeters wide. Think of it as shaving off a small surface area, not cutting deep into the branch. You are not trying to hurt the tree badly. You are just giving it a small signal. If the branch is bigger, the cut can be a little bigger. If the tree is young or small, keep it very small. That small wound tells the tree, something is happening here, and the tree may respond by switching some energy toward flowers and fruit. After that, you can place fresh aloe vera over the cut. Cut the aloe open and press the gel side against the wound. Then tie it gently with string, twine, or a small plant tie. The aloe helps keep the spot moist and covered while the tree reacts. It is not required, but it is a smart extra step. And remember, do not do this all over the tree. Choose only a few branches. This trick works best when it is controlled, gentle, and done with care. The second method is easier, but you still have to pay attention. You take a piece of wire and wrap it around a branch a few times. Leave about 1 centimeter of space between each turn. The wire should sit firmly, but it should not crush the branch. That part matters. You are not trying to choke the tree. You are only creating light pressure. As the branch keeps growing and getting thicker, the wire begins to press a little. That small pressure slows the flow inside the branch just enough to send another wake-up signal. The tree feels that change and may begin to push out flowers. And once flowers come, fruit has a better chance to follow. This method is simple because you do not need fancy tools. But the real secret is knowing when to remove the wire. Never leave it on forever. Once you see the tree starting to wake up and flower, take the wire off. If you forget it, the wire can cut into the branch and cause real damage. So use this method like a careful gardener, not like someone trying to force the tree. A little pressure can help. Too much pressure can hurt. The third method is probably the easiest on the tree because you do not cut anything, and you do not wrap wire around the branch. You simply change the branch's position. Pick a branch that is flexible enough to bend without cracking. Then slowly pull it downward until you feel a little tension. Not a hard pull, just enough for the branch to know something has changed. If it feels like it might snap, stop right there. After that, hold the branch in place with string or twine. If the tree is in a pot, you can tie the string to the edge of the pot. If the tree is planted in the ground, use a stake, a metal rod, or a piece of rebar pushed firmly into the soil. The point is to keep that branch gently bent for a while. This steady tension can send a signal through the tree, and when the tree feels that shift, it may start putting more energy into flowers. More flowers give you a better chance at more fruit. But just like the other methods, this is not forever. Once the tree starts blooming and you see it responding, remove the string. Let the branch relax again. There is also an old belief that comes from people who spent their whole lives around trees. Many growers say these tricks work better when they are done during a full moon. The idea is that the sap is more active in the upper parts of the tree at that time, so the tree may react faster and stronger. You can follow that tradition if you want, or you can simply focus on the main rule: be gentle. These methods are not about hurting the tree. They are about giving it a small, controlled signal. Never use them on a tree that already looks weak, dry, sick, or newly planted. Do not cut too deep. Do not tie too tight. Do not bend a branch until it cracks. And never leave wire or string on the tree for too long. A good gardener watches the tree closely. If it starts to bloom, that means the message got through. At that point, remove the pressure and let the tree do the rest. So if you have a fruit tree that keeps growing leaves but never gives you much fruit, don't give up on it yet. Sometimes the tree is not dead. It is not useless. It may just need the right kind of wake-up call. You can make a small window on one healthy branch. You can wrap wire gently to create light pressure. Or you can bend a few branches downward and hold them there for a while. These tricks are simple, and you probably already have most of what you need at home. But the key is care. Do not rush it. Do not do it to the whole tree. And once the tree starts to bloom, remove the wire, string, or anything you used. The goal is to guide the tree, not fight it. If this helped you, subscribe to Quiet Growth Lab for more simple garden tips and old growing tricks that still work today. Leave a comment and tell me which fruit tree you are trying to wake up. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.